Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 11th of March 2023. No video from me yesterday. I had a long, hard day, and by the time I got back here, I was too tired to do very much at all, apart from just chilling out and having my dinner. So, back today, fully refreshed, and I want to talk about something that's been going on for the last week or so. And there's been quite a lot of reports, both in the mainstream and the alternative media, about people going around with certain things like paint, angle grinders, wire cutters, and doing naughty things to cameras that are there to detect the ULEZ expansion scheme in London and other sort of 15-minute, 20-minute city type stuff. They form the infrastructure to enforce all of that kind of thing. And people have been going around and basically sabotaging these cameras. So, although, as you probably know if you're a regular viewer, I would never condone breaking the law, and this is purely hypothetical. What I'm saying, it's kind of a what if scenario. Certainly not suggesting people go and do anything naughty for real. Obviously that's down to the individual to make that choice, but you have to ask yourself, when does it become not only the right thing to do, but even your duty to disobey or even break unjust laws? I've made this comparison in these videos before. If the government came out with a law saying that you've got to throw this unwanted lot of people over here, group of people over here, into concentration camps and gas chambers, well, you're not going to obey that law, are you? And how far are you allowed to take that? Because with these sort of camera sort of things that are going on, the sabotage incidents that are going on with these cameras, well, you could sort of say, yes, that is a bad thing to do, it's the wrong thing to do, but it's not like it's wanton vandalism, is it? Because these things have been put into place in the first place, thanks to, as far as I can see, very undemocratic people who seem to be in charge of things at the moment. People like the Mayor of London and sort of local authority types in places like Oxford and all of these other places, who, despite being told loud and clear by the people, a majority of people, that these things, these schemes, are definitely not wanted, instead of them sort of turning around and saying, oh, okay, then I'm a democratic guy, I'm going to listen to you, what you want, and we're going to scrap this. No, they've kind of just gone ahead with it anyway. And therefore, these people who live in these places, they've been quite reasonable. They've done their peaceful protesting. Well, first of all, they answered the consultations and whatever else has been going on, made it very clear these things weren't wanted. Then when they were pushed through regardless, they then did their peaceful protesting in all sorts of different ways, and still these people aren't listening, and they're going ahead with installing all of this kind of infrastructure and getting the schemes going anyway. And I think they're only doing that because they're following the diktats of frankly highly suspect international organisations who have got hidden agendas, secret interests, and all kinds of other corrupt things going on. And therefore, these order takers in these local authorities that we have here are listening to them and not to the people. So does that then, hypothetically, of course we're talking here, does that then make any kind of action against what they're doing justifiable, even if on the face of it it looks like it is these things have been vandalized, criminal damage is happening, etc., that laws are being broken? But is breaking those laws justifiable when the people bringing these things in are themselves acting unlawfully, unconstitutionally, and definitely undemocratically? It's a little bit like, let's say you had your car stolen, right? And you were walking down the street one day, you still had your sort of car key on your key ring, and lo and behold, a couple of days after having it nicked, you saw your car sitting there on the thief's drive, and you've got your key, so you think, hang on a minute, I'm just going to get in that and basically nick it back off of them and take it home. Let's imagine that was actually illegal to do, and it wouldn't surprise me if it is actually illegal. Certainly in some places around the world, that probably is illegal to do that. You've probably got to go through the police and other proper official channels, not just sort of take the car back yourself. But let's say it is illegal to do that. Why is stealing your own property off a thief illegal? Especially if maybe you've spent a lot of time ringing up the police, going into the police station, and various other sort of relevant authorities as well, and tried kind of legally to get your car back, and all you've been met with is a load of just being ignored, or sort of they're just not interested in sort of helping you at all, and you've got extremely frustrated, and therefore you've just decided to take this direct action. And can that be an analogy for what's happening with these cameras? Because after all, these people who live in these places, you can argue that they've had their freedom nicked off them, and by damaging these cameras, all they're doing is stealing their freedom back from these frankly criminal types, undemocratic types, who seem to be hell-bent on taking their freedoms away from them. So can that analogy be made? So, like I say, this is totally hypothetical. I'd like to see a lot of comments on this in the comment section below, so please leave one, especially if you've got any kind of legal knowledge, or you know people who have got legal knowledge and all of that kind of thing. When does it become justifiable to break a law like that, especially if you've been very reasonable, you've done the right thing over and over and over again, the law-abiding thing over and over and over again, and you're just getting absolutely nowhere, and these corrupt people in charge are just ignoring you and calling you an idiot for sort of going against their crazy schemes, and calling you all sorts of names like conspiracy theorists and anti-V and all of the rest of it, and not recognising that you might actually be just a concerned citizen with very reasonable concerns about their draconian measures. So you've been very, very reasonable, and you've exhausted all of the possible avenues, and therefore, what's left to you really So, yeah, there's quite a few questions there. Like I say, I'll just reiterate at the end of this, I'm not suggesting anyone sort of actually breaks the law, but I'm just talking hypothetically here, and I just want to have an answer to the question I've got. When does opposing tyranny in, even if it sort of involves things like what's happening to these cameras, when does that become not just justifiable, but even your duty to do so, to protect the freedoms of not only everybody who are around now, but the freedoms of future generations? Because after all, how are they going to look back upon us if we've just sat back and said, what can we do about it? We tried filling in a couple of consultations and they didn't listen to us. There's nothing we can do. Let's just let all this tyranny come in and let's sort of just throw away the freedoms for future generations. I don't think that's going to wash very well with these future generations when they look back on what we've done and how we've took so little action against all of this burgeoning tyranny coming in. So yeah, just a few little thoughts there, as that news has been quite prevalent in this week just gone. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll be back soon. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.